We can take questions for the manager, please. Same again, just a show of hands.
You have played 3 games against Borussia Dortmund with Edin Terzic at the helm in the last 1.5 years, and they have given you quite a run for your money in all of the 3 games. It was quite even balanced games a lot of the time. What makes it so tough to play against them, and what do you expect from your team to do better this time?
Because they are good. For the fact we are Man City, we have to be easier. BFAW is always a tough opponent, and I know in the important games when happen against Bayern Munich in Champions League, always behave on his top level. That's why it's difficult. So never expect for the fact that Man City would be easier. It will not be easy tomorrow. So we have a lot of respect of them. The first half in this time we were so sloppy. Maybe the game were not really we are. Second half was a little much better. And we know that we have to behave and play in our best to beat them. So there's no doubt about that.
Hi, Pep. You're one of few coaches in the world who have worked with the best in the world from 2 different generations. I mean, in Barcelona, with players born in the 80s, Iniesta and Xavi and Messi and so on, and now with Phil Foden, Erling Haaland. I'm curious to know what's the main differences in working as a coach with players from this latest generation and the first one?
The same one. The good one is a good one. The competitor one is the same in 80s, 90s. The only difference now is the mobile phones in the locker room. This is the biggest difference. But apart of that, are the same. It's like 16 with Pelé or Johan Cruyff, Franz Beckenbauer. The good players everywhere. So that Perez could play now in this moment for sure. And the big players right now could play in the 60s, 70s. Nothing changed.
Sam?
Hi, Pep. You've played here with Bayern Munich several times. Is the atmosphere on a different level to what Man City normally face sort of every week in the Premier League?
It's a fantastic stadium. Everybody knows it. It's your tribune and the atmosphere. The attractive football is always they play. When I was here in Germany, I faced Jurgen Klopp and Thomas Tuchel, and both play a fantastic games in the teams. It was tough to come. Our biggest opponents here when I was here, I think it still remains. Right now for Bayern Munich, a little bit Leipzig maybe is involved now. So fantastic atmosphere, stadium. Happy to come back here. 3 years ago when I came back was the COVID time. Was a pity. I think it was one of the best moments in my career here in Manchester when I live here, because it's the first time we got to semi-finals, final Champions League. Always we could not reach semi-finals, always quarter-finals. It was the time we could do it. And we know how difficult it will be. So just if tomorrow BFAW will be a little bit like have been the 3 times we play against them, medium block, weight, of course the quality to play, counter-attack and very tight and 4-5-1 shape. Or we'll be more aggressive playing with people. We have to see, we have to adapt. But what I said, your colleague in my first questions, will be a tough game. And we know it, like always is it. But of course we are here already qualified. That is the most important thing in this period before the World Cup, being close in there. But of course, for the prestigious, and because we believe it's important to finish first, tomorrow have the first opportunity, to finish and to finish on top of the group.
Paul?
Hi, Pep. Jude Bellingham scored, twice in 3 games against you. How impressed were you with his performances in those games, and what do you make of his development as a player?
Well, I think Borussia Dortmund BFAW is a perfect place for the young talent players to come. Maybe Jude Bellingham in England go to City, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham. The big top teams maybe could not have the minutes that he got it, and the best moment or the best, I would say, for young players to be a better player is play minutes. So, but I said 2-3 years ago when I think had 70 years old when I arrived. It's not just about the quality; it's how he was shouting and leading and kicking and going to the referee. So, oh, this guy is something special in terms of mentality. Now, with 19 years old, I think maybe I'm wrong, but he's already one of the captains of the team. It wouldn't happen with 19 years old. It's quite impressive. The quality, the skills, everybody knows it. So it's not about just the goals. So the whole package, I think, is really good. He's already in national team from England. Playing with there when just 19 years old, and that's quite impressive. So we know the quality we have, but we'll try to impose our game and win the game.
Okay.
Hi, Pep. With Erling, you obviously knew all about his goal-scoring ability before you signed him, but since you've been working with him as his manager and coach, what has surprised you most about him, if anything? What have you learned about him that you didn't know before?
His movement, what I like, I thought I know he's a guy with big transitions in a pace with 30-40 meters. He's unstoppable, but I didn't know how good he moves in small spaces in the box. So at the end, he scored a lot of goals because he moved really well. He's so intuitive, and especially he make a movement I like a lot with a striker. Like he goes away for the action to after be close to the goal, and this type of movement is not easy for strikers. And he's so smart in the right moment to make a movement. A part of that is his work ethic. He stay in the. He's one of the first to arrive in the training centers, quite similar for Ruben. Arriving the first is one of the last to leave. He take care of his body perfectly. He's well educated in the way he has to live as a professional, and I think he has the intention to be better. Like, of course, he scored a lot of goals. And we are happy that the fact that last season in Dortmund had a lot of problems, injury problems. He could not play regularly. And this season, thanks to our physios and doctors and so on, he's been treated really well. He can play every 3-4 days, and this is so important for us. And for him, of course.
I think it doesn't work, but it's okay. Hi together, I'm Mr. Guardiola. In addition to Erling Haaland, it's also a comeback for Ilkay Gundogan to Dortmund. I think for a second time, but now he's the captain of your team. And how important is his role for you? And what is it like to work with him?
Well, like Sergio and Manu Akanji is coming back too. So a lot of recruitment we got from. Listen, Gundogan was maybe the first player or second we signed since was appointed to Man City, coming from München. I would say one is a manager, or one is, one become manager to have the pleasure, the joy, the fortune to have people like Ilkay. So I will never forget him, how he has done, for the team, for him, for me personally, for the team. He's an incredible football player, always grounded. So he's accepted the highlights for the other people. He likes to be in the second position, and always you can rely on him 100% in different positions. He gave us the Premier League, the last game, and he can play holding midfielder, attacking midfielder. He's so intelligent. He can talk about life, world, what happened in Turkey, in Germany. He's so smart and have everything. It's a pleasure. So that's why one of the reasons why is he was voted for his mates as a captain. Otherwise, could not be here. So when I was in Bayern Munich, I saw for him in first years how good he is. We are incredibly happy to the decision we made to have him, because except the first years that unfortunately he had an ACL injury. From the second season when we start to win the titles, he has been involved, a real part of our group. So always is there to help, playing, no playing, whatever, with a positive way. And like I said, it's a joy as a manager to have this type of players and human beings with you.
Last one with Dave, please.
Hi, Pep. While most of the top players in the Premier League will be at the World Cup. Obviously, Erling Haaland will be having a bit of a break. Could that make him even more dangerous in the second half of the season, if that's possible? And also, can you confirm he will definitely play tomorrow night? I think missed the previous Champions League game.
I don't know. I had to speak with Erling if he want to play or not. So I don't know. First and the second will be Marbella for sure. So in Norway, it depends on how he behave in Marbella. Will be perfect in the second season, but you never know. I'm pretty sure he would have loved to be in World Cup with Norway. Maybe next time in the European Cup or World Cup we'll go there. But I'm pretty sure will be. He has a house with his family in Marbella. I think he will go there, play golf, and hopefully not eat much, don't drink much, and come back in the perfect fit for the second round of the league.
But there's going to be a lot of tired players coming back, maybe mentally and physically tired opponents coming back straight after the World Cup, and he may be rested.
Yeah, I think if you ask this question for all the manager I think is going to answer this. It's the first time in our life it's going to happen, so we don't know how the people is going to come back for the World Cup. The players, if you have 6 players that are World Cup champion, they will be incredible, happy to come back and positive, and maybe it will be the press or maybe the guys who is eliminated for the knockout game, the knockout stage, have more holidays. I think from my point of view today, with this amount of incredible schedule that we have, you have seen all around the world how many millions injures all the players, how many players going to miss the World Cup just for this insane Farouk calendar. So the people is used to change immediately competitions, another one, and game. So I think some of them will have maybe more time or less time, but at the end they will settle again. Okay, we are in the Premier League, the last part of the month of the season, and they will adapt. But we'll see. You're right. When they will come back, we'll see how they feel. We will smell it, and after step by step, the routine of the daily basis is going to adapt again in our routine to play again.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.